Welcome to TFBTV's coverage of SHOT Show 2026, presented by 511 Tactical.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hop here. Thank you for tuning into TFBTV for our SHOT Show 2026 coverage. We are over at the Primary Arms booth, talking to Steven again about new optics. What did you guys bring to the show this year?
Yeah, so the big kind of star of the show for us this year is our new 1.5 to 12 by 36 in the PLX series. It's got our RDB illumination, just like the RDB 1 to 8 last year, but it is a 1.5 to 12, so we've kind of given up a little bit on the bottom end as far as a true like 1x LPVO, but honestly most people don't really notice the difference, especially shooting both eyes open with the illumination on, because you can still run it like a dot, especially with the RDB illumination, but giving you the extra capability up at the 12x range for extra target ID or reaching out farther with whatever the platform is, it really makes it a phenomenal system for like the SPR DMR builds everybody's putting together now.
Yeah, the MPVO, as people like to call it. So an LPVO is kind of a very big departure from a traditional scope in a lot of ways. So by giving up on that 1x, this is kind of getting back, get some more of those real scope features like a larger objective lens, side focus as well. Yeah,
so we've got our side parallax adjustment like most of the other long-range scopes that are out there. If you're shooting at distance, you have to have some kind of way to account for that parallax error. If you can't adjust it out of the scope and you have a fixed power, you're always going to be giving up a little bit. You'll end up with a wandering zero and things like that. So by throwing that onto what's essentially the 1 to 8 optical system, even though we've increased the magnification of it, we've really kind of optimized that platform for those intermediate dudes. And I mean, we've taken this thing out to, I think, like 1,400 range or 1,400 meters. And being able to focus that out, it's an absolute tack driver when we get out of that distance.
So you still got the same glass quality that we expect from the PLxC lineup, but because you've got additional magnification and you have the parallax to support it, you can probably get a much better view at a longer range.
Absolutely can, yeah. It's even even at 1.5x, because we've gone to a 36 millimeter objective on this, we've actually got a more forgiving eye box than the already super forgiving eye box on the 1 to 8. And it gives us enough of an exit pupil at 12x where you're not going to see like the image dim down at 12x like you do on some other long throw scopes like 1 to 10s or things like that.
Gotcha. And then what kind of reticles are you guys going to be offering in this?
So right now we offer it in the Griffin G2 and the Raptor G2. So the Raptor is the BDC style reticle in the 1 to 8. The Griffin's the mill-based reticle in the 1 to 8. But again, they both got that RDB illumination in there, so diffractive illumination. They're very, very similar to their 1 to 8 cousins. Yeah.
Okay, both those are first focal plane reticles?
First focal plane, yep, in both systems.
So with the RDB system, that's your diffractive illumination, right? So typically on first focal plane scopes, illumination is, you generally expect it to be a lot weaker than on the the most bright second focal planes, but not so with that?
Not at all. So if you look at illumination, kind of like headlights onto a stop sign, right? So the standard etch and fill illumination like you see on most stuff, you shine your headlights at a stop sign, you can see that stop sign glow, but it's not like you're staring into your headlights. If you replace a stop sign with a mirror, you're taking all that light and reflecting it directly back at you. Now you're blinding yourself staring into your own headlights. So that's essentially what we've done with the reticle. Instead of that titanium powder that kind of disperses the light when it reflects, we actually have mirrored louvers in the illuminated portion of the reticle that takes all the light and shoots it straight back through the eyepiece. So we can get brighter illumination with less battery consumption. So we're actually seeing the same battery life as the original PLxC 1 to 8s, but we're even brighter than the Novas were a couple years ago.
Yeah, so red dot bright, you're not kidding. It actually, it doesn't just glow red, it shines red, I guess.
Red dot bright, yeah. Like full illumination, you can look at any the lit booths here into the lights in the ceiling, and you can still see that reticle light up.
Or for additional contrast against, if you're using a powerful weapon light at close range.
Yeah, powerful weapon light inside at close range, midday sun in the snow, midday sun in the desert, it's not going to overpower that illumination.
Awesome. And then you guys, your first focal plane reticle design also has a lot of features that kind of guide the eye towards the center, so you don't just have a reticle that completely disappears when you go down to 1.5.
Right, exactly. It's all the detail in the BDCs and the wind holds and all that. That kind of drops away as you go down to the 1.5. But 1.5, you're not looking for that precision anyway. You need speed. So we have heavy outside stadia that drive your eye to the center, and then that really bright kind of center illumination point. And then once you kick up the magnification, that's when all the detail comes back into the field of view. And because it's a diffractive reticle, we're not illuminating more space. So the illumination isn't going to overpower you at higher magnifications. Like it's going to appear as that same brightness, just over a kind of a larger field. Sounds kind of confusing. So makes way more sense when you look at it.
If you zoom up, you don't also have to turn the brightness way down. It's not going to.
Yeah, you can leave it and go through the whole magnification range, and it's not going to mess with your field of view.
So what's the turret configuration going to look like on these?
So it's very similar to the PLX Compact 1:8. So it's a user configurable elevation turret. So they come in the box capped. So you can pull the caps off, and there is also a dialable turret in the box that you can add. The windage is always going to be capped because nobody dials for wind. The biggest difference in that saddle, like I said, is the side focus. So you still have the dial for your illumination with off in between each stop, but that side focus is the biggest one.
Gotcha. And as for the throw lever, is this the throw lever that it comes with?
No, this is our accessory throw lever. We call it the Flippy Boy internally. It's the UML, Universal Magnification Lever. You can configure it, so actually unscrew it. I do half height in all mine because an inch is plenty, an inch and a half gets obscene. It doesn't drag against the housing. If you manipulate the mag ring, you can even squeeze on it, it doesn't drag. So if you have it down, a lot of the PRS shooters out there, or anybody dumping into barrels, so 3-gun guys, if you have that fixed throw lever, you throw it into a barrel, it can tweak the throw lever and break it, or tweak your mag ring and lock the scope up. So this just folds down out of the way. But yeah, it's an additional accessory we offer. It's like $20. It comes with a little fixed one that you guys have seen on like the 1:8s. Yep. But yeah, it's our UML.
Yeah, I like that fixed one, but I don't throw my rifle in barrels, so maybe I got to take it off if I ever do that. Do you guys have a MSRP in mind for these yet?
Yeah, this is going to hit the market right around $1,700, and we're looking at availability on these along with the bigger PLXs that we talked about last year, the 2.5 to 20 and the 4.5 to 36. They're all going to kind of hit right at the same time, right around April.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Steven, thank you for walking us through it.
Awesome, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for watching. I almost lost where you guys were for a second. Thanks everybody for watching TFBTV's coverage of SHOT Show 2026. We still got a lot of stuff to come this week on TFBTV, TFB Showtime.